Hello everybody, it's me, Scott Swiftwater Tony, coming to you now with another YouTube adventure again. What I'm doing is, obviously as you can see behind me, we're back out here in beautiful Arizona. Want to do a little something on test panning today. I've actually ran into quite a few people that are beginners, hobbyists and novelists, and they get really disappointed because they always go out and they just start digging wherever they want to dig, and they don't do any kind of testing, no kind of panning, they don't do any kind of studying. Now what I want to hit on a little bit is, number one, test panning is key. If you find the gold, you know the gold's there, then it's really worth, doing the work to get the gold. If you don't do any testing and don't know if the gold's there or not, you're more or less just wasting your energy, your gas, whatever machinery you're using, and your time. So like I said, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go out here and we'll find me a nice wash. I'm also here, North Phoenix. The reason why I'm out here test panning, I figured I'd do this video today, is I'm actually kind of looking for a claim to stake myself this year. Here in Arizona, you can still do mining claims. And since it ain't 117 today, I thought today would be a good day to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here and I'm going to find a nice wash or a nice flat area. Generally, I look for a lot of quartz in the washes, or a nice flat area. Like I said, I think about 1,000 years ago, 500 to 1,000 years ago, where the mountains might have been. Little bitty hilltops, little knolls, is always viable to check out, but I'm going to look through the washes here, because I'm kind of out here in nowhere land. As you can see, there's not a darn thing out here. But I'm going to look for the quartz and see if I can't find some nice specimens. And I'm going to sit down, I'm going to dig a little bit, do a little dry panning, which I'll show you how to do that. It's not as hard as what people think. You just don't use water, you use air, more or less. Anyway, show you how to do that, and show you how to test pan, and kind of tell you a little bit more what I'm doing when I get there. So let's get out there and we'll find us a good wash. Let's go. Okay, well, I made it down to a good wash. I've already found plenty of quartz around. I've got the distinct red dirt. You can actually see the two mountains up here behind me, just barely. You can see the brown patch in the middle. It's where the wash is washing around at. So, like I said, the hard pack's not very deep, so it's pretty shallow. I did look around, walked around and looked for some claim markers. Didn't find any claim markers. Always remember, out here in Arizona, you can still stake your own claim. Most of them got a 5-foot PVC pipe coming out of the ground. But always remember the old timers. They used to make a 2.5 to 3 foot stack of rocks in a pyramid to stick their paperwork down inside. So just because you didn't see a PVC pipe doesn't mean it's not claimed. So always walk around and see if you can find a couple claim markers, whether it be a stacked rock or a PVC pipe. Generally, when you're going to find the paperwork, it's going to be on the southwest corner of it. So you'll know where the 20 acres starts out, or 40 acres, binding how many acres they got of the claim. Anyway, like I was saying, we've got plenty of quartz here in this little wash. Plenty of predominant red dirt come washing down through here. It's a real nice wash. I've actually found me a little spot right over here that has a little drop off to it. I'll be showing you that here in a second. Seems to be a little buildup of conglomerates, good aggregates to dig up, and it's not that deep. Like I said, the hard pack, or the caliche, so to speak, the cement stuff is not really that deep. It's a pretty fast wash. Now out here, when I go test panning, pretty much I bring some basic essentials. I do have a bucket, which I dropped that off earlier. I'm going to take out, I got my 1/2-inch classifier with me, and my 10 mesh classifier with me. I've also got my Garrett Super Sluice Pan, which I'll probably be using today, and I've got the regular sluice pan that I get from the GPAA. I always bring 2 pans. I bring a little shovel and I bring a little pick. The reason why, if you want to get to pick, you got to pick down in the cracks, little crevices, some holes, stuff like that. Like I said, you want to make sure you get all the way down on the bottom. That's why I like this little wash. It's not very deep, so it's not going to take me a whole lot of work. But anyway, let me go here and let me get set up and run a little thing, and we'll show you how to dry pan a little bit, show you how to take some test pans, and well, if this place comes out as good as what I hope it was going to be, judging by all these cobbles and all this nice red dirt, it'd be either a good place for the Gold Cradle rocker box, of course, which there's not really any water out here, but you can bring water out here, or a nice dry washer and set up and start to work. But anyway, like I said, let me dig a little bit over here and get a couple pans and start showing you how to do it. So stick around, I'll be right back. Okay, well, here I am, like I was telling you, nice little spot. Actually found a good shade tree as well. That's a big advantage out here in the desert because you don't find very many of them. Anyway, you can see the buildup of the aggregates, anywhere from a ½ inch down to a 1/8 inch, and then you got your fines here. Like I said, I'm sitting right here on the hard pack. It's a caliche layer. It's like, almost looks like cement with rock in it. You find it a lot out here in Arizona. Not like bedrock, being back in California, Idaho, Indiana, you know, places that's got the bedrock creeks and stuff like that. So you'll find mostly caliche down in here. Anyway, like I said, I did find a nice conglomerate of quartz around. The red-brown dirt that you really want to look for because it shows iron oxidation in the dirt and the mineralization. So I believe that there is a good chance that there's gold here. Like I said, there's a nice little slope where my camera's actually standing. Is a slope, and then the drop-off's right in here. And it's right along this caliche patch. And you could actually see a nice buildup of aggregates right through here. So what I'm going to show you is, number one, we're going to take our ½ inch classifier. We're going to take our 10 mesh classifier. We're going to put top to top like so. I'm going to put my gold pan down on below it. Get you a couple good scoops, a little shovels full in here. And what problem is today, we did have some rain a couple days ago, so the dirt is still a little wet down here. But I think that I could still do a little dry panning with it. I like it to be a little bit drier than this, but like I said, it's a good day today. The only bad thing is out here, unbelievably, I'm actually having mosquitoes tap on off and on my head, which you don't really, there's no standing water around here, so where a mosquito's coming from, I've got no clue. There might be buckets, there might be trash around that's got pools in it. But other than that, I don't have a clue where they're at. Anyway, like I said, I go through my ½ inch material, throw it to the side, tin mesh, do my tin mesh real good. Now out here when you're testing, you can always look through it. You never can tell. Like I said, here in Arizona, there's always a chance to find a big picker or a nice nugget. There's always a chance for it. So always, when you're testing, pay attention to what you're doing and make sure that you always look. If you don't look, you're going to come in last place every time. I'm guaranteeing it. Because sometime you're going to sit there and be doing something, you're going to think there's nothing in it, and some yahoo with a metal detector is going to come by. And I'm not saying people with metal detectors are idiots or nothing. I'm just saying there's, that's an easy way for some people to get out here and look for gold. They'll come by and scoop your pile, and they'll hit a sound off, and you're going to be standing there looking like a fool. Why? Because you didn't do that homework. You didn't do your test panning, and you didn't do your studying. So always remember, just don't go out and dig anywhere. Keep that work going for you. Always remember that there's two different kinds of people in the world. There's professionals, and then there's pros. The difference between a professional and a pro is a professional thinks he knows it all. And a pro's smart enough to know that he learns something new every day. So you can take that with a grain of salt, or you can take it as what it is. Because I found out in my life, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I haven't stopped learning yet. You learn something new every day. Like I said, ½ inch. To me, it's pretty easy to see the big rocks. If there's a nugget that big in there, I'd see it right out of the bat. Toss that away. Come down to your tin mesh again. Give her a good look-see. Like I said, we did have rain, so the dirt's a little bit wet. But I still think as soon as it comes to this tin mesh, if there's any gold in there, she'll be in my pan. All right. Now, when you get a nice pan full, Don't try to overload your pan. I see a lot of people, they'll try to build it to the top. Now, this is dry panning, in which this stuff's still got a lot of moisture in it. But you more or less, you work it just like water. You get a good get a good shake in it, get it all stratified up. Make sure you get her down into your corner of your pan. And now, I'm not guaranteed there's anything here, but like I said, I'm just coming out here and I'm testing. I know what I'm seeing, and there probably should be, but like I said, the dirt has still got a little moisture in it. But let's just find out how we do this here. So like I said, you shake it down. Make sure you get that heavy, all those heavies down to the bottom. Gold's 19 times heavier than water. Like I say on my last video, it's 19 times heavier than water. It's not gonna come out of your pan. Don't be scared, shake it. I'm telling you what, it ain't 117 today, but it's got to be at least 98. I got a slight breeze, so I'm pretty happy I got the breeze, and I'm real happy I've got this shade tree. All right, now what I'm going to do is just like I said, just to show you, I'm also going to take a bucket of this stuff home so I could actually work it, but I'm going to take a couple test pans here and show you. Anyway, you get that, you stratify your material down like so, and then you just let it run and start running out of your pan. Now remember, you have the riffles in here. Any heavy is going to hit those riffles. They're not going to go out, so don't worry. You just got to be easy with it. You don't have to shake the heck out of it. You don't have to kill it or throw it out. Just let your dirt run out. Give it a nice shake back. Make sure your heavies are down there again. Let the stuff on top run back out. Like I said, as long as you're shaking this stuff, your gold's staying down there in the bottom. I like keeping my stuff agitated real well because, like I said, I don't like to lose any gold. But like I said, it's 19 times heavier than water. It should be in the bottom of this pan already. Now this dry panning, usually like I said, my dirt's a little bit moist. Usually when it's really dry, if you got any wind and the wind's blowing pretty good, you get down to like the bottom of your pan, you can actually toss it up in your pan, let the wind take the dust away instead of having to blow on it. But today we're gonna have to work at this. So, anyway, like I said, just keep shaking that top stuff off real lightly. You don't have to make it dump out of there, but just keep shaking them in, keeping it shook up, keeping the riffles going. As you can see, I got 2 large riffles in this Garrett Super Sluice pan. That's why I like it. It's large riffles. So you just sit there and like I said, you just let it run off. Whatever's in those riffles is going to stay in there. All your lights are going to come off your top. Shake it back up. Make sure everything's down at the bottom. Bring it back. It's pretty simple. It's almost like panning in the water, but you're not using water to take it off. You're actually just letting itself fall. Another mosquito, little darn things. Can't be no careful now since we got all this stuff going on with the mosquitoes down here. Shake it off, stratify it some more. Dry panning takes a little more time when it's just a little wet like this. But like I said, it's not bad for testing. You get to see what you want. Like I said, if you find either 1 or 2 colors in it, heck, if you find 1 or 2 colors, grab you some buckets and take it home. If you find 1 or 2 colors, come down here and work it a little bit. You never know. You get a little deeper. I'm only about a ½ foot deep. You get a little deeper, get right on top of this hard pack. It's just like bedrock. That stuff's going to work its way when this wash is coming down here and it's blowing over this little drop off right here. It's going to be just like in a creek. It's going to be, the gold is going to work its way down. It's going to find the cracks, crevices. So always remember, just gold's gold. It always finds the lowest point. Shake it off, stratify it again, make sure it's in the bottom. Shake it again. Like I said, it takes a little bit more time than the wet part does. That's a good way to test out here in the desert. Reason why we don't have water sitting around everywhere. Sometimes you can find a nice creek. Now, like I said, I am north of Phoenix. I'm actually up by a place called Lake Pleasant. And some of the GPAA claims are right at the mouth of Lake Pleasant, clear up to behind Black Canyon City, which a lot of people's heard of the calamities and the abracadabras claims. That's exactly what they are. So I'm actually right off the right-hand right hand land of Lake Pleasant. Like I said, I'm out here pretty much where there's nobody at. I don't see a lot of gold prospectors out here, so I figured this was a pretty good chance to come out and check it out. All right, stratify it some more. Let the tops go off. Okay, now I'm using them 2 riffles. Shake them right back and forth in those 2 riffles like that. You see how dirt, how it's rolling back in them riffles? The light stuff will come off, the gold's gonna stay in them riffles. You get it down to here and give it a little blow. All right, let's see if I got at least a color in here. Give her a couple of jig bounces like so. Shake all the light stuff down and the heavies up. All right, I'm seeing a real little bitty, it's a little bitty speck. One little bitty color, but it's a little bitty. That's what I'm calling, I'm considering that flower gold. But that does show me that there is at least a piece here. So, and like I said, number one, I still got wet dirt. It's still moist. So what that shows me is this place right here is going to be, it'd be a good place to actually classify me a bucket, take it home, run it through the Gold Cradle rocker box, which I'll be showing you. I'll be showing you that here in a little while. So I'm going to get some of this stuff. I'm going to take it home and find out just what I can get off of it. But like I said, if you dig down a little bit like so, I'm going to see how deep this actually goes. See, there's some good big cobbles in here as well. But yeah, there's some right along this hard pack layer. If you look right here real close, you can see this hard pack layer's got a little bit of a notch that goes underneath it. So that means there's a good chance that stuff's come under here and flushed around inside here. But anyway, like I said, let me get some of this classified up and get put in a bucket. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. We're gonna get her done. Stick around. All right. As you can see, I've dug down a little bit, classifying into my bucket. I've actually found a nice little bonus in here. Not to mention this little part that I was telling you about. It goes up underneath this hard pack. But I also got these big rocks out of there. I got a nice little tree root right here. That's really got a lot of little cobbles underneath it. So what I'm doing is I want to clean that hard pack off around this tree root real good. I want to get everything I can out of there. If I can, lift up the tree root. I don't want to really damage the root too much, but I do want what's underneath it. Like I said, still finding some good quartz. A lot of good pieces of quartz, which is always a good sign in my book. Because number one, gold and quartz goes hand in hand. Sure, there's black sand in here, but I don't have water right now, so I couldn't tell you that. But I'm going to cleaning this off real good, right down to the top of this hard pack. I want to get all that goody stuff out of there. Clean it off real good, make it nice and crisp. I did forget my paintbrush today, which is a faux pas. Before you go out digging gold, folks, make a checklist, make sure you got everything. I did collect everything today except for my paintbrush, which I'm really not happy about, but hey, I got good hands, and good hands make just like a paintbrush. If you want to scrape all this stuff up, get out of the little holes underneath the tree roots, stuff like that. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to get me a nice little collection here, and I'm going to take her back home and live about an hour away from here, so I don't have a lot of time today to be doing a lot of stuff. I like to make my videos kind of short and sweet and right to the point. So, but anyway, for all you up and coming gold video guys out there, or gold prospectors, always remember, it ain't always what you see on TV. It is hard work. You do sweat, you do get dirty. And you don't find everything, you don't find gold anytime and every time you go out. Look there, that nice little hard pack is actually falling apart right in front of you, just as easy as everything. So I'll take little samples of that as well, just for in case. Anyway, Stick around, I'll be back in the yard where it's nice and comfortable. Probably spray a garden hose on me. I'm going to use the old Gold Cradle rocker box, which is one of the most top of the line pieces of machinery I could use. You can use it in your yard, you can use it for cleanup, you can use it out here in the desert. It recirculates, it's got a recirculating tub on it so you can reuse water out in the desert. As you've seen as the video I shot Gold Cradle in Indiana, it works just as good as in a creek. Like I said, it's the most versatile all-around tool that I have found, and it only weighs 20 pounds. It's fantastic, fits on your back like a backpack. Like I said, look it up, goldcradle.com. If you want to find out a little bit more about it, check out the website, like I said, goldcradle.com. Call Jerry, the number's on there. Jerry is very informational. He actually makes this box, he's designed it himself. He does own the patent on it. So when he describes it to you, you'll know everything about it. When the kit comes in the mail, first thing he tells you, read the directions before you even open the box. Very viable. Not that the box is going to matter, but he wants you to know how to fully work it before you even open the box. The kit's a complete kit, comes with 2 gold pans. Comes with a little shovel, comes with a dipping ladle, the recirculating aggregates tray so you don't fill up your tub, the miner's moss carpet like in a sluice box, the grate, and the rib rubber matting. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 ways of catching gold in this little machine. 99.9%, like I say. It's awesome. Anyway, stick around. I'll be back in the yard a little bit. We'll run this stuff through the Gold Cradle rocker box and then do a little pan in action. See if I was in the right spot or if I was just going to find me some flour. But hang around, we're going to be working at it. All right, well, I went ahead and gave the final rinse out. I'm going to do a little cleanup for you, show you how easy and effective this is, really. Get a little water in your gold pan. Got the old trusty GPAA pan, which everybody's probably got about now these days. Anyway, the first grade, like I said, the first thing you're going to do is take out your miner's moss. It slips just right out like so. Now you'll notice I have a nice 1/4 inch of buildup here. Got a little bit more buildup into here. Not really a bunch of concentrates. The reason why is this miner's moss is supposed to catch all the heavies. All the lighter stuff is supposed to flow back off into your carpet and off into the grate. So what you do is you just take off the miner's moss, put it in sun like so, clean off your metal pan. That actually holds the miner's moss in. Set this to the side. Like that. Miner's moss, you want to get that miner's moss cleaned out real good. Give it a couple good stretches. If you stretch it just a little bit, it opens up them gaps and then little wires in there. If there's any big flakes, any pickers like that, they'll sure to come out. You want everything in your pan at the end. You know that. You want to be able to find what you want to see what you want to find. Anyway, cleaned out your miner's moss. And you'll notice that Jerry does send miner's moss. It's got nice gaps in it. It's not really a tight woven. It's actually loose enough so any pickers does fall in this. It's not going to come out. If it does, you still got your little nugget trap. You know, slide your carpet up about a 1/2 inch. You'll have a nugget trap in there. It's got a little section. It's got a little hill in there, so it works pretty effective. Set that to the side, and the next thing I'm going to do is pull out my carpet. And you'll notice right here, I've already got a little good sign. Right here is a little piece of bird shot. Little piece of bird shot, a little piece of lead. So you know if there's gold in here, it's definitely going to be in there. There's a little piece of bird shot. I did find a little bullet earlier where I was actually digging at. So in that little place, if the lead's there, if there's any gold around, it's going to be in the same spot. Clean your carpet out just like you do your sluice box carpet. Make sure you get it all cleaned out good. All right, set that to the side. Next, you're going to pull up your drip grate. Like I said, just like on a sluice box, creates the eddy. That way your gold goes back in the back. Then your rib rubber matting. Pull it out. Give that a little quick clean up. Rib rubber matting's real good. Everything falls out real fast. Oh, look at there. Looks like a little piece of gold. I'll put that back in there. All right. After you get all that out, what you want to do is just do a little fast cleanup. Make sure you get all that other stuff out of there, just in case there's anything hanging back here in the back. Like I said, I always create that little nugget tray just in case. All right. Let's see here. always remember you want to stratify that material. Make it real nice, stratify it real good. Better stratify, stratify, stratify. Always remember, like I said, the gold's 19 times heavier. It's not going to come out of the pan, so don't worry about that. Work it down. Me, myself, as soon as I start seeing a little black sands, I go ahead and stratify again. I want all the blonde sands to come out as quick as I can. Leave everything in the pan. Little piece of birdshot though gave me a good little feeling. I hope I got something. Oh, well, evidently I got a little bit more than one birdshot. I've probably got about 6 of them in here. Not a bad sign, but not a great sign. You never can prove anything by birdshot. Just like black sands, can't always find gold where there's black sand. But you always find black sand when you find gold. All right. Got that worked down a little bit. Like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of birdshot up in here for sure. All right, well, so much for that. Back to the drawing board, so to speak. I thought I found one little flake in there earlier. I might have not been gold. I do see some shiny stuff in here, but I think those are lead shards. They're just moving around too easy. Got a couple of heavies in here, but nothing that's mercury covered, anything like that. Anyway, like I said, back to the old drawing board. You can't find something every time you go out. Me, I'm not one of these kind of guys that like to put gold in there to show you that I'm finding anything. If I find it, I find it. If I don't, well, as you've seen, I didn't. So that's more or less back to the drawing board. Well, as you've seen right there, gold prospecting is not always finding gold. It's always about the hunt. Not every time you can go out and find gold. That's why you do a lot of test panning. Now, if I'd have took my dry washer out there and worked 2-3 gallons of gas, I'd probably been pretty upset if I didn't find anything. Right now, I'd like to take a little time to thank a couple people. Number one, I'd like to thank Jerry for the Gold Cradle rocker box. Like I said, check him out on goldcradle.com. Give him a call. He'll really teach you the ins and outs, and show you just how things are working. I'd also like to thank a guy back in Frankfort, Indiana, named Carl Thiede. Without him, I'd probably never be in digging gold. 20 years ago, he actually told me there was gold in the creeks of Indiana, which, well, being young as I was, I thought he was crazy, but sure enough, he showed me. And ever since then, I've had the fever. So I'd like to thank him. I'd also like to thank my mother, Pam Carpenter of Lebanon in Frankfort, Indiana. Without her, I couldn't be shooting these videos. She actually believed in what I'm doing and got me this camera so I could actually shoot my videos. I'd like to thank Lisa Cradle of Ohio, which is my partner and my homie. We was around each other for about 8 years, traveling around. We started digging gold. We did gold for quite a bit. Quartzsite, Indiana, Ohio. We've been Diamonds and Caverns, Arkansas. We've been quite a few places digging. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Lisa Lathrop of Phoenix, Arizona, standing behind me, backing me here and there, and keeping me on the straight lace, so to speak, and keeping me going. All these people, without these people, I probably couldn't have been doing the stuff and being where I am today. I'm going to shoot another video. Like I said, might go back there and go closer to the mountains, or I might be going to Prescott. And that's up there at North Arizona. I've got a few places that I already know for sure that's got gold up there. Lynx Creek's one of the most phenomenal creeks up there in Prescott right now. A lot of people's heard of that. But anyway, keep your eyes open. Maybe I'll see you out there in the field. And always remember my motto: get out there and start living life before life isn't there to start living. I'll see you next time. And hey, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day.